welcome to your MFR evening wind down. In this routine, you just need a brick and a blanket. So we're going to do the shoulders today. We're going to work on the pecs, and then we're going to move around into the lats and the serratus anterior. So these muscles back of the shoulder along the ribs there. So you're just going to pop your brick just at the top. So the top part of your brick is just in the armpit there. So for the first one, you want the brick to be kind of forward of your shoulder a little bit, because we're going to roll forward. So I've just placed it there. You can see it's kind of just at the top of my shoulder there. I like to kind of tilt it a little bit. You can see that edge is up a little bit. I just find it's less intense because the ridge isn't pushing into that part there. And I'm just going to roll forward and back. I can hold it with this hand here. And place the hand in the head and the hand there. So rolling forward and back. You can pause if you find any little sticky areas that need your attention. So this is your rolling, and if you pause, you can just take a few breaths. That can be your compression. And then shearing for this one would be maybe just, and this will be more intense, so stick with the other ones. If it's anywhere beyond mild discomfort, I'm just rubbing the arm, I'm just kind of hovering the arm along the surface there. I'm working the pec there. And then your second area, I'm going to push the brick back a little bit so that I have space to roll back. And I'm literally going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll backwards. I'm kind of rubbing along the back of the ribs there, back of the shoulders, moving towards the shoulder blade. And let's do 3 passes there. Again, pausing the video if you need to, if you find you need a little bit more time on this side. Each shoulder feels different. Okay, and then we'll quickly come over to the other side. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of pause in between sides and see what it feels like. That arm already, even with just that small bit of MFR, that arm already feels freer, almost feels like it's longer, even though it's obviously not. And then move on to the second side then. So put the blanket out of the way. Okay, so the first one, we're coming into the front of the shoulders there, into the pecs. So I have the brick a little further forward. The top ridge of the brick is just at my armpit there. I have it at a little bit of an angle. I'm just going to roll forward and back. I'm holding it with that hand just to make sure that it's not, that lower edge isn't kind of jutting into the breast tissue there. And same as the other side, if you find an area that needs a little bit more attention, you can pause and breathe, stick with compression. If anything is making you jump off your prop there, you might have hit a trigger point, so you need to move away from the trigger point, work indirectly before directly. Okay, so that's compression and rolling, and then our shearing for this one is to contract and relax the pec there by just rubbing the arm or hovering the arm across the ground there. Second spot, we're going to go into the serratus anterior and the lats. So pop the brick further back so that I have space to roll backwards. Nice and slowly, remembering to breathe and really feel the sensations that you're creating. This kind of hovering around the mild discomfort, okay? It's certainly gonna have sensation, I can certainly feel it there, but we don't want to go past mild discomfort. Okay, and then again, you can just kind of sit yourself up and feel the arms a little bit of a roll and feel more symmetry now left to right. And then what we're going to do then for our quick little reset, our restorative, is we're going to roll up the blanket and we're going to pop it underneath our shoulder blades. Because the shoulder blades are, the upper back is rolling this direction, it doesn't need much of a lift underneath it for it to feel quite like an intense back bend. So you certainly don't need a very big roll in your blanket there. I'm going to put it underneath the shoulder blades and then use the rest of the blanket to go underneath my head there. And then optionally you can have the arms in cactus position or just in a T shape.
If you have them in cactus position, make sure that the hands are able to hit the ground there. We don't want anything hovering off the ground because we're trying to encourage the nervous system to relax here. The legs can be extended out if that's all right with your back, or you can put them into constructive rest, which is where the feet are kind of further than hip distance apart, and then the knees knock in together, and that just takes the effort out of holding the legs up. Take a deep breath. Stay here to marinate into your nice released shoulders, and this is where I will leave you.